tell me, what's been a key learning for you from participating in a group relations conference?
The learning for me has been what was reiterated for me in the group learning is that as individuals, one on one, and as individuals participating in a group, we experience it differently. We behave many times differently. And so I read something recently, and it was on LinkedIn by someone, where they quote an Israeli military psychologist, Ben Shalit. And I quite resonated with what Ben Shalit has suggested, which is all crowding has an intensifying effect. If aggression exists, it will become more so as a result of crowding. If joy exists, it will become intensified by the crowd. It has been shown by some studies that a mirror in front of an aggressor tends to increase the aggression if he was disposed to be aggressive. The effect of the crowd seems to be much like a mirror, reflecting each individual's behavior in those around him or her, and thus intensifying the existing pattern of behavior. And I have seen this time and again in group relations conference, where the habitual behavior culture of groups, it has an absolutely powerful and pervasive effect on each of us, and sometimes even extinguish our capacity to think as individuals.
How can understanding group dynamics help you as a leader?
I think, as coaches, each of us are working and have an effect, transference, countertransference, all of that takes place in a coaching relationship. Individual, group, team. And I think when we are in groups, group dynamics, group relations conference, it really reminds us of who we are, what affects us, what triggers us. And I think it's, for me, I would say group dynamics has been a process in really nurturing aspects of my personality, some of which I was probably aware and it got reiterated. And some of it, maybe I was not, or maybe didn't want to acknowledge, but at least it became much more aware. And I think as coaches, we have to know what impact we are creating. And for me, group dynamics, for every leader, and especially coaches, we have to do our inner work, and it's a continuous process. And I think group relations conference is an excellent way to get a deeper understanding of ourselves. Where can we put boundaries? How do we behave? What triggers me? How can I work on this so that we are really helpful to our clients?
What would you say to someone joining a group relations conference for the first time?
I would, joining a GRC for the first time, there are moments which could be extremely overwhelming. And yet, it can be very revealing if you're willing to play and go on with the discomfort. As in, if you really want to be grounded as a coach, as a leader, I would say group dynamics at play comes out very well in a GRC. And it also allows you to see as a leader, as a coach, how am I presenting myself? Where am I showing my projections? And I think I would say, for especially having done EMC, the Executives Masters in Change at INSEAD, this was a phenomenally growing process. And for me, myself, it has grounded me in the way I do individual coaching, team coaching, or group coaching. And leadership is all about creating psychological safety among teams, leading your teams, having conversations. And I think this exposure just grounds you much, much more better as a leader.